The gacha genre is changing rapidly. Gone are the days when 50-50 with 180 hard pity were the norm. Gone are the days where 50-50 was the norm. Sure, Wuthering Waves, all of Hoyo's games, they all still maintain relevancy and continue to operate with a lot of success with 50-50s present, even though Wuwa had the 50-50 for the weapon removed. But the genre is moving in another direction, completely differently to what a lot of people envision would be the direction that they ultimately moved just several years ago. There's no arguing that Genshin Impact was the most popular gacha game pretty much of all time. It might not be the most popular anymore. Honkai Star Rail is a great competitor. Wuthering Waves is a great competitor. There are tons of upcoming gacha games on the horizon that might ultimately dominate all currently released gacha games. But when Genshin released, they had 90 pity to reach your 50-50 and then a 100 guarantee or 180 guarantee for both the weapon banner and then the character banner, the limited character banner. This became the new norm for years. Everyone adopted it because it maximized the return on their investment. Then after Star Rail released, Wuthering Waves decided to push out something that would shake up the genre just a little bit. They maintained that 50-50 that was present in Genshin and Star Rail, that is also present in Zenless Zone Zero, for the limited character banners, but instead of having it carry over to the weapon banners, they decided they were going to remove it entirely. This made it exponentially more free-to-play friendly because you only needed to pull to reach that 50-50 for one banner instead of two. This means less revenue overall for the game, but it means that more people are rewarded for less monetary investment. They also allowed you to purchase dupes in the cash out, which made it even easier to acquire the characters you wanted. Then they decided, instead of having the 90 pity and then 180 for the guarantee, they would implement a reduction to 80. So it only took until 80 polls to hit pity and then 160 for that 100% guarantee. The next big gacha game to release would be Arknights Endfield. This is a gacha game that has had, I think, a lot of conflicting opinions. OG Arknights players are used to the gacha system, but people that were used to Wuwa and Genshin's gacha system hated it. They didn't like the fact that there was no guarantee for the 50-50, so you could roll 1 50-50, 2, 3, 4, 5, fail all of them in a row. They didn't like the weapon system in the form of the arsenal tickets. They did like the 120 guarantee. They did not like the fact that the guarantee did not carry over. So if you hit 119 on Levitane's banner and then Yvonne's banner was next, it would drop back down to 0 if you didn't hit that 120 guarantee. That, I called them out for that and I said it was not good. I was fine with the guarantee. I actually like having a 120 guarantee because I fail every 50-50 that I do anyway in every single gacha game. But I thought the guarantee was good. I was actually happy to see us kind of moving in that direction, but we needed that guarantee to carry over. This ultimately worked out very well for Endfield. When the game released, they managed to make $173 million in their opening month. It was further confirmed back 6 months ago, and then it was reconfirmed again just, 2 weeks ago, that 70% of its revenue comes from PC and console, which is kind of crazy. The vast majority of people don't actually play on mobile devices in China or globally. NTE was the next gacha game to release that once again shifted the gacha scene and kind of shook it to its core, even more so than Wuthering Waves did. How the gacha works in NTE is that you have a limited character guarantee at 90. It is a hard pity, which means if you make it all the way to 90 somehow, you're guaranteed that character. If you manage to pull a max rarity unit, an S-rank character, a 5-star character, an SSR, then the character is guaranteed to be the limited banner character. There is no 50-50 whatsoever, no 25-75, no 10-90. Now, every S-rank character will be that limited guaranteed character, and then you have the guarantee, the safety net at exactly 90. You also have the arc system, which is the effectively the weapon system, where you do have I think it's a 25-75 at 60 pulls, and then at 80 you're also guaranteed the limited arc, which again, you are guaranteed both the weapon and the character within 90 and 80 pulls respectively. Not 90, not 180. Now, you are guaranteed them at exactly 90 and 80. And with this in place, Neverness to Everness in 2 months managed to accrue over $200 million. Just a little short of Arknights Endfield, but both games managed to pull in hundreds of millions of dollars, both within their first couple months. And much like Arknights Endfield, NTE makes up the majority of its revenue from PC and console, just like Wuthering Waves, just like every big open world action game. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. Then we have 3 other upcoming gacha games that I think are really going to shake the genre even more than it has been shaken. We have Silver Palace releasing. Silver Palace has a guarantee at 100. So this is exactly like NTE. When you make it all the way to 100 pulls, you're guaranteed the limited banner character. This is fantastic. It means you don't have to wait until 80, fail your 50-50, and then go to 160. It means you don't have to go to 90 and then fail your 50-50 and then go all the way to 180. Instead, you are just immediately guaranteed the character at exactly 100 pulls. Now, there is a little caveat here, and that is that you do not have a 100% guarantee to obtain the limited banner character when you actually pull the max rarity unit. Instead, you have a chance to pull any of the available max rarity units that is in each respective banner. That's a little bit more disappointing, but at the same time, you also have the carryover for the guarantees. So if a character releases and you get to like 77 pulls or 87 pulls, you don't make it all the way to 100 to guarantee the character. The next banner, you are beginning at 87 or 77 pulls again. So all you need to accumulate is 23 or 13 pulls to hit the limited guarantee. So the carryover, the pity, is 100% transitioned over between each banner. This is fantastic. Chasing Kaleido Rider also has a guarantee. They do not have any 50-50 whatsoever. On the contrary, once again, you are guaranteed the limited banner character in 80 pulls. That's it. That's even sooner, even more free-to-play friendly than Neverness to Everness. These games, they see what players want, and then they seem to be acclimating to it. They're offering us that safety net. They are providing us a better alternative to currently available gachas that exist only to milk as much money as they can from you. Then we have Azure Promilia, which, based off of what I've read online, unfortunately seems to be adopting the Hoyoverse style of gacha. There seems to be a 50-50 present, which is kind of unfortunate. It looks like the 50-50 comes in at approximately 73 pulls. This is what every website that I've Googled seems to be telling me, which means that realistically your guarantee is at 150, but even so, having a 50-50 present just sucks. Man, I think in an environment where the vast majority of gacha games are doing something different to kind of set themselves apart, this is the wrong take. This is the wrong direction to take. And then I can't confirm this. I've read that the Kibo, the creatures that are present in the game, also have a banner. So if that has a 50-50 as well, oh god, I can't even begin to imagine how expensive and predatory that game would be. Now, I'm not saying it is, because I don't know how the Kibo banner works. All I know is there is a 50-50 present in Promilia, and I'm kind of disappointed. However, I think the biggest game to shake up the entire gacha genre is Ananta. Ananta is going to have no character gacha at all. Instead, it's going to be monetized, I think, a little closer to Where Winds Meet. I don't know if you played Where Winds Meet. It's one of the biggest releases of the last year. Has a functional gacha system present that would allow for it to be designated as a gacha game, but it doesn't have character gacha. It doesn't have class gacha. Instead, it has costume gacha, cosmetic gacha, which actually ends up earning quite the significant profit for the game. Ananta's planning the same thing. I don't know if they're planning like vehicle gacha as well, but skin gacha is definitely in the works. And with no character gacha, you can obtain every character in-game. Once more, shaking it up even further. The gacha genre is changing. It's changing every day, every week, every month. New gacha games are coming out. new gacha types, new monetization practices, business models are all being invented and implemented. It's a very interesting thing, I think, time to be a content creator in the genre, because there's so much diversity to cover and so many different ways that these companies are trying to monetize their games. Some are good, Ananta, NTE, Silver Palace to some extent, Chasing Kaleido Rider, and some aren't really that good, like Azure Promilia. I'm hoping Rewinding Cadence opts not to have a 50-50 as well, along with all the other upcoming gacha games. But only time will tell. Either way, we have a ton to look forward to, some of which are very, very exciting. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.